Welcome to the At-Risk After-School Program Eligibility Training. This is part one of a three-part training series presented by the Oregon Department of Education Child Nutrition Programs, or ODE-CNP. For more information about at-risk after-school program regulations, please refer to Chapter 16 of our CACFP Policy and Procedure Manual. We will start with ODE's equity stance. Education equity is the equitable implementation of policy, practices, procedures, and legislation that translates into resource allocation, education rigor, and opportunities for historically and currently marginalized youth, students, and families, including civil rights protected classes. This means the restructuring and dismantling of systems and institutions that create the dichotomy of beneficiaries and oppressed and marginalized. During this training, we will cover all types of eligibility for the at-risk after-school program. We will review which organizations are eligible to operate the program, where sites can be located, who is eligible to participate, types of programs and activities that must take place, and the required attributes of sites. Please also review the at-risk after-school program operations and common findings trainings for more information about the program. We'll start with organizations that are eligible to sponsor the at-risk after-school program. They are emergency shelter sponsors, summer food service program sponsors, which can apply to operate the after-school at-risk program during the school year. School district, private, and charter schools are some of the most common organizations to sponsor this program. Child care centers can operate both child care and at-risk programs. This applies to both nonprofit and for-profit child care centers. For our child care center sponsors, regulations do have some extra items to note. Child care and at-risk program participants must be separated by classroom and/or site. At-risk only enrolled participants cannot be included in the OMER for childcare. Meals claimed per child, per day, per sponsor in the CACFP cannot exceed 2 meals and 1 snack or 2 snacks and 1 meal per day. If a child participates in the CACFP childcare and also CACFP at-risk, there must be a way to disallow meals that are served in excess. For-profit childcare sites must meet the minimum of 25% of participants being eligible for free or reduced price meals for their childcare program in the month in order to claim meals in either program. While the at-risk after-school program provides reimbursement for meals, to be eligible to run this program, the following must be true. The program must be organized primarily to provide care for children after school or on non-school days during the regular school year. The program must be organized, supervised, and contain scheduled activities. Now, these activities must be educational or provide enrichment to participants. These activities do not need to be tracked and documentation kept for them. However, they must exist each day that meals are claimed. Later in the presentation, eligible activities will be discussed further. Unlike CACFP childcare or the National School Lunch Program, eligibility for reimbursement is not based on each enrolled child's eligibility. It's based on location. In this program, all meals are paid at the highest reimbursement rate, called the free rate. In order to be eligible, every site must prove they're within the attendance boundary of a school operating the National School Lunch Program, or NSLP, in which 50% of the school enrolled participants are eligible for free or reduced price meals. The only source of data that can be used is school data. This is unlike the summer food service program or family daycare program for which census data can be used. Once confirmed and approved by ODE-CNP, site area eligibility expires after 5 years. How do you prove that a site meets area eligibility so ODE-CNP will approve it? ODE CMP puts all of the data together annually into one comprehensive list titled Free and Reduced Price Eligibility of Oregon Public Schools. We post this on our public CACFP website under At-Risk After-School Sponsors. To find it, on your web browser, access oregon.gov/ODE. Under Students and Families, click Child Nutrition Programs. You'll see it in purple. Next, click the orange link for the Child and Adult Care Food Program. If you haven't been here before, remember to bookmark this page. We house a lot of useful information here. Scroll down. You'll find the At-Risk After-School Sponsors button. Now that it's open, you'll find the free and reduced price eligibility list. Open up the eligibility list. ODE CMP develops this list every year for all public or tribal schools participating in the National School Lunch Program, NSLP. As there are many ways that schools can determine eligibility, there are several types of data used to develop this list. For schools that still collect income application, October claims from the prior year are used to determine eligibility. For community eligible, or CEP sites, the Identified Student Percentage, ISP, is collected for each school individually as well as collectively for those who are participating in groups or who elect district-wide CEP. For the purposes of CACFP site eligibility, only that school's Identified Student Percentage individually can be used. Similarly, for Provision 2 schools, the eligibility data is collected during the base year by site. All of this is compiled into a single list. The data is complex and varied, but the list is simple. Each site that is eligible is bolded, and the percentage clearly listed at the right. For sponsors who plan to operate the At-Risk After-School program at a school site listed as eligible, proof is simple. Submit the list or a portion of the list proving eligibility to your assigned child nutrition specialist via email when adding a site or during annual CACFP renewal. If the site planned for operation is not an eligible school, then it must be within the attendance boundary of an eligible school. Something to note, some schools don't have a defined attendance boundary. This is common in the case of private schools, charter or magnet schools, alternative schools, or district preschools. As they have no defined attendance boundary, these schools cannot extend their eligibility beyond the walls of their building. Another school with a defined attendance boundary must be identified. Every address within a school district will be within the attendance boundary of schools kindergarten through 12th grade. This is usually an elementary, a middle, and a high school. Any one of these schools could be used to prove eligibility. To prove your site is within the attendance boundary of an eligible school, along with the annual free and reduced price eligibility list, sponsors must either submit a written statement from a school district official stating that the site address is within the attendance boundary of a specific school. This official should have some insight into school boundaries, such as officials responsible for transportation or administration. Alternately, if a school district has published a boundary map, this can be submitted to prove that your address is within the eligible school's boundary. As site eligibility grants reimbursement at the free rate for all meals and snacks, participant eligibility is simple. All children who are 18 or under at the start of a school year are eligible. This does not mean that all sites must serve all ages. Sponsors can target activities and care to a specific age range. In order to offer this program, sponsors must offer educational or enrichment activities that are open to all. Open to all means that membership cannot be limited for reasons other than space, security, or licensing. Ineligible activities include athletic team practices and events, as those who are not on the team cannot participate. Activities can be targeted at specific age groups of children. Children are not required to participate in the activities offered in order to participate in the meal service. The activity just must be offered. Please view the CACFP At-Risk Program Operations Training for more information about eligible activities. Lastly, the site must be safe and appropriate for meal service. There are different ways to confirm site eligibility. Licensed childcare centers, Head Start sites, and school district sites all have requirements that meet or exceed CACFP standards. Approval or licenses for these sites can all be used to prove site eligibility. Alternate approval is also an option. At a minimum, each site must have a satisfactory sanitation inspection within the last 12 months and fire inspection within the last 24 months. Just as with everything else in child nutrition, documentation must be maintained to support whatever approval type was used for 3 years plus the current year. To summarize, CACFP at-risk sponsors must prove and maintain documentation to support eligibility in many areas. The organization types and sites operating the after-school at-risk program may be varied, but sites must be in eligible areas. Activities must exist and be open to all. Operations can only take place during the school year, and participants can be any child 18 or under at the beginning of the school year. Thank you for viewing this training. If you have further questions, please contact your assigned child nutrition specialist. ODE supports equity and excellence for every learner. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.